Hi, I'm Lexi Beasy.
Hi, I'm Christina.
I'm Sterling Hines.
Hi, I'm Savannah King and I'm a junior.
My name is Quadri and I'm in the 12th grade.
I know that there's a lot more people than we think that are in poverty.
Not a whole lot. I do know it exists.
Oh, considering where we live, not much. Like, only thing I know about poverty is when I go into town, like downtown Atlanta, and you see the people like on the side of the streets, and it kind of makes you sad.
Not too much, but I know it's not. It's a lot right now. A lot of poverty.
I think it'd be 20,000.
30,000?
Like 45,000?
Lower.
Wow, lower. Like 30, 25 maybe?
I'm pretty sure it's low right now.
60,000? No.
That's middle class.
I think that it might be harder when you are worrying about where you're gonna get, if you're gonna get your next meal, or if you're gonna have clothes that are gonna fit you. It might distract people from their studies, which would have grades go down probably, and then then it'd be harder to get into a better college, and that would eventually affect what kind of job they would have.
It affects employment, people work. It affects people trying to get education. People are in poverty, they're less likely to get a good education.
Where we live, it doesn't really affect us much because no one really thinks about it. We are so sheltered. We're in this little bubble of Milton, Georgia. We don't really get exposed to what it's like to not have things because people's parents will give them whatever they want if they beg, at least.
Where we live, we just get handed things and we don't really see, we just, everything's handed to us, so we don't really see, we're just guaranteed it. We don't really see how privileged we are. We take that for granted, and it's really sad because the part that we live in, we live in a really wealthy area, so yeah.
Probably the way they grew up, they didn't have as many opportunities as other people did, so they didn't get the chance to have more when they grew up.
It's a very hurtful thing. Very hurtful.
It affects it a lot because if I have a computer to look stuff up, I can learn more. And when some people go home who are in poverty and I have to help out their families more, they might not be able to study as much and get the education that they want because they have to provide for their family as well as go to school.
Someone whose family receives $300,000 a year, they'll probably get a better education than someone who gets $30,000. So
I feel like it might distract them a little bit to their education, because if they come home and they're worrying about stuff like that, and when they should be worrying about school and their grades and stuff, then it's kind of a distraction. And if they're thinking about food or being hungry or their family or whatever, it's just a distraction from their education. So
It's not realistic, so I think it kind of depends on the house situation, and then if the child is having a lot of problems,
they're worrying about where they're gonna get food that night, and we complain about the stupidest little things, and they just have so much more issues there, and it's just really sad to see